The risky strategy of Democrats are using to win an election is surreptitiously backing an extremist opponent could make you look like the more appealing candidate, or it could backfire. Let's say you're a Senate candidate in a purple state who's running unopposed for a party's nomination. You've got money to burn and time on your hands. Meanwhile, the other party's primary has devolved into a knife fight between A, the electable moderate, and B, the fire-breathing extremist. A is a real threat, but facing B would be a dream come true. Independents can't stand B. Members from every wing of your party will show up and force us to keep B out of office. You'll win in a landslide. B source in the polls, B beats A. You've created a monster. But unlike that fool doctor you made your Frankenstein about 18 inches tall, you can nudge him over your toe and get back to sipping Mai Tais on Capitol Hill. Those fools, if they just voted for A, he'd be 8 points ahead of you by now. Instead, they followed B's sweet, sweet pipe tunes straight to their electoral demise. But wait, your lead starts to disappear. Your attacks on B aren't sticking. He trounces you in the debate. He might win. This can't be happening. B can't be a senator. He's crazy. He'll destroy everything. Oh, God, what have you done? Has this actually happened? Yes, this week, in fact. On Tuesday, Trump-backed state Delaware Dan Cox defeated former Maryland Commerce Secretary Kelly Schultz, the hand-picked successor of moderate Governor Larry Hogan, by a 56-40 margin. Maryland is a blue state, but Hogan managed to remain highly popular by governing as a pro-business social moderate. Schultz could have carried on that legacy, so Democrats decided to back Cox. Oh, state delegate, not state Delaware. What the fuck? Sorry. The Democratic Governors Association spent more than $1 million on an ad titled Meet Dan, which portrayed Cox as a close ally of Trump with hardline conservative views on abortion and gun rights. This ad predictively boosted Cox's poll numbers. Of course, Democrats didn't come right out and say what they were doing. Sam Newton, the deputy communications director for the DGA, said, given Cox's frontrunner status and radical MAGA stances, we are starting the general election early and wasting no time to hold him accountable. This didn't fool anyone. Politico described the Maryland gubernatorial primary as just the latest race where Democratic campaigns and committees have moved to boost the further right candidate. This is happening everywhere. Schultz was livid. In a late June press conference, she urged Maryland Republican voters not to self-sabotage by dancing to the Democrats' tune. The math is easy. Spend $1 million now and save about $5 million by not having to face me in the general election, she told reporters. In a separate interview, she said Democrats were trying to boost Dan because they know I can beat a Democrat. Of course, it remains to be seen if Democrats can indeed pull off a victory of Cox in November, though the New York Times calls him a heavy underdog in the general election against the candidate who prevails in the Maryland Democratic primary. J.B. Pritzker did this, attacking Republican gubernatorial candidate Richard Irvin, the first black mayor of suburban Aurora, Illinois. Moore is very likely to win against Maryland's election for governor. This is one of those instances where the Dan Cox shot is not happening. It's Maryland, though, so it makes sense. Like I said, it can happen. I don't know. I think it's a really good example because it kind of worked. Cox seems to have no chance, whereas Schultz may have. This is one of those instances where, like I admitted already, in certain instances, it works, okay? But the risk is so high, especially considering that there is an alternative here, which is just running a better campaign. Also, we're talking about a blue state that had a moderate governor already. It seems extremely anti-democratic to run extreme campaigns for them. Chatters are pretending like more Trump-style idiots aren't a fucking possible outcome. They got Trump the presidency doing this. Yes. And also, it makes it seem ridiculous when Nancy Pelosi's like, my husband just got hammered by his gay lover. Please give me $15. I'm desperate, please. And then turn around and take that $15 and pump it into some fucking extremist psychopath. Like, what the fuck? Oh, democracy is dying, guys. Democracy is dying. Also, here, let's boost the most psychotic fascists. This is making it sound like Clinton's controlling the media. The media covered him because controversy gets views, or everyone's talking about this bullshit because they kept talking about it. Should have ignored him, but there were eyeballs that wanted to fill with ads. Doesn't take a conspiracy to explain. No, I mean, there were genuine motivations as to why people wanted to cover Donald Trump, but don't act like the Clintons did not think that boosting Trump would be the best possible strategy and ask their friends in the media, because they have a lot of fucking friends in the media. Look, why are we making it seem like it's a conspiracy when you saw even someone like fucking Andrew Cuomo run flack and directly make people in the media, both CNN, MSNBC, repeat lines bar for bar? These guys are in bed with one another. Why are we acting like that's not the case? They absolutely are. It's a conspiracy in the dictionary sense of the word. It is. They are conspiring together. But it's not a conspiracy theory.